Good morning, Robin. My name is Leonard Parker, and I just wanted to make this audit as you requested through our website. So I landed on your website, northstarfp.com, and I really like the layout of the website. Very engaging, very appealing. Um, Definitely some good information here. I love that you're blogging regularly. So it's like you're blogging on average once per month, and that's great. And I see that you're putting those blogs out on social media. So great job there. One thing I would say, just kind of improve your SEO and then just kind of your what we call conversion optimization is first add your address and your social media icons in the footer of every page. And I see that your website was designed by Advisor Flex, so that should be fairly straightforward. But there's a reason why you want to do this. When Google indexes your website or reviews your website, you want to make sure that information is easily findable, easily discoverable on every page of your website and not just on your contact page. Other than that, kind of the same idea with the social media icons. You want to make sure that people, regardless of the page they land on, they might not land on your home page, they might not land on your contact us page. You want to make sure that they're able to see what else you have going on online. So, so I'll start there. Second, again, you have a lot of great imagery. I would strongly recommend adding a video of some homepage. Not only does this help with SEO, because if you were to embed that video onto YouTube or Vimeo and then link back to your website from that video, it definitely has some SEO benefit. But it also helps with kind of building that trust with prospects who may have never met you, may have been referred to you, but don't know much about you. And I think, one of the best ways to be effective with your marketing is to not to focus on everyone, focus on your target group, your fan base, if you will. And if you're able to kind of eliminate people who wouldn't be good clients or who would waste your sales team's time, then that definitely makes your team more efficient. You have more resources to go after those prospects who would be perfect clients. So just my 2 cents there. But yeah, other than that, those are some of the things I liked on your website. Now, I'm going to look at several areas of your website through this video. And obviously, if you have any questions, feel free to get back to me. But first, I'm going to start with the kind of the priority areas. If you don't do anything else, you should clean these things up. And there are 3 areas to go over in this video. The first, it's something called your business listings and citations. So in a nutshell, there are websites like Google My Business, Yahoo Business, Bing Places, Facebook, Manta, Yelp. The list goes on and on. But these are websites that any legitimate business, regardless of industry, they're going to have a listing up because it would be a way for potential clients to find them. And really, that's a one way that Google and the other search engines determine the legitimacy of a business. Do you have a listing on Facebook, for example? Does that business information match what's on yellowpages.com or superpages.com? And when you don't have a listing or when the information doesn't match, this throws up red flags, and it can be a obstacle to helping you get more visibility on the search engines. So this tool I'm using, it's called Yext Partner Scan. It's a free tool. You're free to run it on your end by putting your business information at the Wyndham office. And I wouldn't be concerned with wherever you see not verified through Yext, but I would be concerned with anything in red. These are things that should be cleaned up, and this will really help your online visibility in the search engines. search engine results. So you can see, for example, on your Facebook page, the information is a little different versus what's on the Google My Business page. And your Google My Business is just this listing right here. So just keep that in mind. And then for many of these, you don't have a listing at all. So that would be, if we were to work together, that would be one of my first areas of focus, making sure that you do have some presence on each of these websites. You can see there's a pretty long list here. So I'll actually share with you a screenshot of this page so you can see which websites where there are issues, but I would make this a priority for your marketing, online marketing. The second area I wanted to look at was your website performance. So this is another free tool, gtmetrics.com, and I simply put in your website URL. And then this is the performance. So page speed score, you have an F, the website has an F. Why slow score, it's an E. And really what these grades mean, it's ranking or rating your website's performance versus other websites out there on the web. And the reason why you want to make this a priority is because, if someone lands on your website, if it's slow to load, if it's if some images take long to load, if it's not easy to navigate between pages, this can cause what's called a bounce. So someone lands on your homepage, for example, the website is taking a long time. Maybe that they're on their lunch break. They don't have a ton of time to review your information, and they're frustrated and they leave your website. And that's one of the worst things that can happen with your website. So you want to make sure that you improve the performance elements of your website. You'll see here the fully loaded time is 5.1 seconds. Ideally, that would be 3 seconds or less. There are special circumstances where that just isn't possible. Maybe you're using a different, have a tool or some type of media on your page where it's very difficult to get that at 3 seconds or less, but that's a good benchmark to go by. And you can see here, I won't go into these technical details too much, but you can see here there are about 5 issues on your website that if you cleaned those up, you would have a much better performance rating. So definitely something to review. The third thing, and I told a fib, so there are actually four things I would prioritize if I were you. So we've already gone through the business listings. Number 2 was the page performance ratings. Number 3, I'll actually check your website here. So I'm in Google Chrome, and you can see this little eye here. When you click that eye, it says your connection to this site is not secure. And it says you should not enter any sensitive information on the site, for example, passwords or credit cards, because it could be stolen by attackers. And that's definitely something you don't want people who are new to your brand, new to your firm, you don't want them to see. And so the way that you resolve this is through what's called an SSL certificate. And these are usually purchased through your hosting company. So I'm not sure who is your hosting provider, but you would contact them and say, hey, I want to upgrade my my hosting to include an SSL certificate. And there is an extra cost there, but many studies have been conducted that show that if you do have that SSL certificate, that's a positive signal for more visibility in the search engine results. So definitely something to take a look at. It's really low-hanging fruit, but it's something that can really help you get on the right track with your website's online presence. So those are the top 3 priorities. Number 4 is another. It's really technical, so I'll try to keep it as high level as possible. But basically, there's a special type of code called Schema that you can add to your website. And basically, the Schema gives the search engine algorithms, Google, Bing, Yahoo, it gives them more information about your website. So this is another free tool. It's from Google. It's called the Google Structured Data Testing Tool. So I just plugged in your URL, and you can see here, if you did have Schema, it would show here. But from what I see, there's nothing here. And the reason why this is important, it's a great way to tell the search engines more information about your business. So for example, there's a schema just for financial services companies. There's a schema just for businesses, organizations. You can even have schema for each person on your team that, maybe you're more out in front. You want to really, build your public persona. Schema is a great way to do it because you can pretty much link your website to any other mention of you or anyone else on your team on the web. And just kind of good rule of thumb, the more information that you give to the search engines, the better chances are your online visibility is going to increase. So that's always a good rule to remember. You want to make information about your firm, about your services, as transparent as possible. And so those would be my top 4 priorities for your website. Now I'll get into some other things that need to be clean. And these are, this is typically called on-site optimization. And it's exactly as it sounds. We're cleaning up things on your website that do have an impact on your search engine rankings. And so this is a list, and I'll actually include a separate spreadsheet where you can see the pages that have these different issues. But you can see here you want to review the broken links. This is simply if there's a link on one of your pages and it links to another page, but that page doesn't exist, then it comes back as a broken link. So you want to make sure those are cleaned up. Page titles, you want to make sure that each page has its own title. And when I mean title, I mean this text up here. So for your home page, it's Financial Advisor, Windham, New Hampshire. You want to make sure that each page has a unique title. And you also might want to make sure that each of these titles are 70 characters or less. Otherwise, the title will be cut off and you might not be able to get the message across that you're attempting to with your page title. Next is your meta description. So your meta description, that's simply this little snippet of text here. So this is the meta description for your homepage. We are an independent financial advisor. Members of the team at North Star are frequently called upon to contribute to articles, speak at events, and weigh in. Then you have the 3 ellipses dots. So you want to make sure that that's optimized. You want to include your target keywords for each page. And then again, you want to make sure that each page has a unique meta description. Now going back to the list here. And then one more thing on the meta descriptions, you want to make sure that those are 156 characters or less. Otherwise, they will be cut off, as you can see here. So you want to make sure that your complete message is there for someone to read. And then heading 1 and heading 2 tags. This is a little more technical. It has to do with the HTML or the coding on the web page. But you want to make sure that the way to look at this is, so at the top you have your heading 1 tag, and then under that your heading 2, your heading 3, and heading 4. So if you're thinking about, let's say you're writing a paper for college or for any reason, and you might outline your paper before actually writing the content, you can think as your main topic as your H1 tag or your heading 1 tag, your subtopics as your heading 2 tags, and then your subtopics under the main subtopics as your heading 3. And then you really can go all the way to heading 6. But typically heading 1 and heading 2 are what are most impactful for your SEO. So you want to make sure that each page has only one of those. I saw several pages where there was more than one, and then you want to make sure that each page has a heading 2 tag. Now you might be wondering why, I've talked about page titles, I've talked about meta descriptions, I've talked about heading tags. Why are these important? Well, these are strategic areas that you want to make sure they're optimized with your target keywords, and you want to make sure that they follow the standards, because these are the different parts of a page that the search engine algorithms analyze to see what that page is about and determine its ranking in the search engine results. So this is why that's so important. And then, so that pretty much wraps up the SEO portion of this video. I did take a look at your backlink profile, so websites that are linking back to your website. Great job there. I see you have 314 total backlinks, and that's coming from 45 different websites. So great job there. If we were to work together, my focus would be cleaning up what we've gone over before in this video, and then look at how we can find more backlink opportunities for your firm. There's also social media. So good job there. I see that you are posting regularly, so that's a great sign. Same thing on LinkedIn. And I thought this was great that you had your map here on LinkedIn. I think a lot of people don't do this, so that's great. And Facebook, of course, great job there as well. Again, you are posting regularly, which is the whole point. You want to be social, so great job being social on social media. So I would say my only recommendation, and you may already be doing this, you or someone on your team, you want to make sure that you have some type of outbound strategy with your social media. And you don't want to be spammy, obviously, but if you find opportunities to align yourselves with different organizations or different profiles that serve your same target audience. So it sounds like your target audience, or one of your focuses are women going through different transition periods in their life. You want to find other organizations online, connect with them on social media that also serve those same people. So definitely, there are different ways you can go about that. I won't go into detail about that here, but your best bet would probably be LinkedIn. And honestly, Pinterest has been known to be very useful for targeting and marketing to women. So Pinterest and LinkedIn would probably be your best bets if you really want to invest some resources into your social media marketing strategy. So that brings me to the end of the video. But I didn't introduce myself. Again, my name is Leonard Parker. I am the owner of Financier SEO. Have about 7 years of experience working in SEO and digital marketing. But towards the end of 2016, November or December of 2016, I started focusing solely on financial services and working with financial services firms. And I've had the opportunity to work with clients on both the fee only and the commission side. So have experience with both there. My clients, they span across the country from the Midwest to the West Coast to the South. So definitely have some good experience there. I've also been able to actually coach SEO classes with the XY Planning Network. So that's something I completed about 2 months ago. So that was a great opportunity. And I saw that you're affiliated with FPA. I am as well. Actually, I'm affiliated with the Phoenix chapter, the Greater Phoenix chapter. So I led their efforts for redesigning their website. And I also do marketing consulting for their different initiatives. So I saw that we had that in common. And I also saw that you practice yoga. And that's something I do 2 to 3 times per week. So that's great to see. So yeah, I just wanted to introduce myself. Thanks for requesting the audit. If you do want to discuss this in more detail, I'm happy to set up a call sometime. Typically, I take calls on Tuesdays and Thursdays. So definitely let me know what works with your schedule. But definitely, I think there are some areas of opportunity to improve your online visibility, and I'm happy, and I think that my team would be able to help you get there. So thank you, and have a great rest of your Tuesday.